To another college basketball live stream here on my YouTube page at Sports Bonanza John and on Twitch at Sport Guru John. We are ready for the third and final first round game at Arch Madness. 11 seed Evansville, 6 seed Northern Iowa to wrap up day one. And boy, what a first two games we have had at Arch Madness. Drake won the opener over Southern Illinois 67-63 in game one. And then in game two that just ended just a few minutes ago, Valparaiso coming back from 9 down at the half to defeat Indiana State 63-62. So we have had two absolute doozies to start Arch Madness 2026. And we'll see if this third one is just as good. Evansville and Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa, the 6th seed. Coming in at 19-12 after the regular season. They win 11-9 in Missouri Valley Conference play. Evansville coming in with a regular season record of 7-24. They went 3-17. In Missouri Valley Conference play. Evansville coming in losers of 5 of their last 6. To end the regular season, Northern Iowa split their last 6 games, 3-3 finish for them in the regular season. So Northern Iowa and Evansville to wrap up day one. At Arch Madness. Battle of purple here. You're going to see a lot of purple in this one as both teams' colors are purple. Let's run down the starting lineups for this game before we get started here. First, the lineup for the Evansville Purple Aces, the 11th seed in the Missouri Valley tournament. Again, 7-24 overall, 3-17 in Missouri Valley Conference play this year. Their lineup looks like this. At one forward, number 11, Joshua Hughes. Hughes, a 6'10 junior out of Australia. Hughes on the season, 9.5 points per contest. The other forward for Evansville, number 23, AJ Casey. Casey, a 6'9 senior out of Chicago. Casey, leading scorer on this Evansville team this year at 13.2 points per game. At one guard for Evansville, number 0, Bryce Quinnett. Quinnett, a 6'3 freshman out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Quinnett on the season averaging just shy of 9 points at 8.9 points per game. Another guard for Evansville, number 6, Leif Moeller. Moeller, a 6'7 freshman out of Germany. Moeller on the season averaging 10.7 points per game. And the third guard for Evansville, number 12, Alex Hemingway. Hemingway, 6'4 senior out of Newburgh, Indiana, nearby Evansville. Hemingway averaging 6.8 points per contest for Evansville. Evansville is coached by David Ragland. And now the starting lineup looks like this for the Northern Iowa Panthers, 19-12 on the season. They win 11-9 in Missouri Valley Conference play. Their lineup is as follows. Up front for Northern Iowa, number 13, Will Hornseth. Hornseth, 6'8 sophomore out of Des Peres, Wisconsin. 11.3 points on the season for Hornseth. Another forward for Northern Iowa, number 14, Tristan Smith. Smith, a 6'6 senior out of Elizabeth, Colorado. Smith on the season averaging 9.1 points per contest. At one guard for Northern Iowa, number 3, Max Weisbrod. Weisbrod, a 6'4 senior out of Windsor, Wisconsin. Weisbrod on the season averaging 6.4 points per game. Another guard for Northern Iowa, number 4, Trey Campbell. Trey Campbell, a 6'4 senior out of Northern Iowa's hometown, Cedar Falls, Iowa. Campbell leading scorer on this Northern Iowa team at 13.2 points per contest. And the other guard for Northern Iowa, number 35, Leon Bond III. 6'5 junior out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Bond, the second leading scorer on this Northern Iowa team, averaging 11.5 points per contest. And Northern Iowa is coached by the great Ben Jacobson, longest tenured coach in the Missouri Valley Conference. So again, the lineups are as follows. For Evansville, up front, Hughes and Casey. The 3 guards, Quinnett, Moeller, and Hemingway. Northern Iowa lines up front, Hornseth and Smith, with the guards of Weisbrod, Campbell, and Leon Bond III. Officiating crew for this final game of the day. In the first round of Arch Madness, Jeff Malham, Doug Sermons, and Tyler Kumpf. And before we get going here, let's show you the updated bracket. These are not filled out with the teams. This is not filled out with the teams that have won today. See, Drake, the winner over Southern Illinois. So Drake will play Belmont to start off the quarterfinal round tomorrow. Then we've got our 4-5 matchup. UIC, the 5 seed, Murray State, the 4 seed. First quarterfinal of the ninth session and the third quarterfinal of the day, Valparaiso, with their win over Indiana State, will face Bradley. And the winner of this game to take on Illinois State in the final quarterfinal tomorrow in the quarterfinal round. So here we go. Evansville and Northern Iowa. Final first round game. And then we will have our quarterfinal set. Northern Iowa looking for win number 20 on the year. If they get it, they would be the 5th Valley team this year to reach the 20-win mark. UIC and Valparaiso with deep tournament runs can still get to 20. If UIC gets to 20 wins, they will win the tournament. Valparaiso is 2 wins shy of 20. But it's a very, very good year for the Missouri Valley Conference. It's always one of the top mid-majors in the country. Mid-major conferences in the country. This year is no exception. So we are a little delayed starting this game due to the length of the prior game. Let's update you on those 2 top 10 teams in action. Both from the Big Ten. Number 3, Michigan. Boy, are they getting a battle in Iowa City against the Hawkeyes. Michigan is leading, but only by 4. 52-48 is that score. 8.5 to play, second half. Number 8, Michigan State has pulled away a little bit from Rutgers in the second half. That was only a 1-point game at the half. But Michigan State now leads 62-51 over Rutgers. 9 minutes remaining. Second half there in East Lansing. Some finals from other conference tournament action today. Third round in the Sun Belt, Southern Miss took an 86-80 win there over James Madison. At halftime in the other third round game in the Sun Belt, Georgia Southern leads Arkansas State 42-34. Metro Atlantic got underway today. Metro Atlantic Championship, Sacred Heart picked up a 91-80 win over Iona. Other first round game in the Metro Atlantic, Fairfield leads Manhattan in the second half 35-27. Summit League getting underway. And North Dakota State picked up a 76-65 win over Oral Roberts. The other game in progress, just underway, South Dakota State and St. Thomas of Minnesota. Ohio Valley, Tennessee Martin, a 66-63 win over Eastern Illinois earlier. And a game just getting underway, Lindenwood and Southeast Missouri, the other first-round game there. Patriot League, Lehigh picks up a 69-66 win in the quarterfinals over Holy Cross. Another quarterfinal, Colgate, 90-77 over Loyola, Maryland. Boston University picks up a 75-73 win over American. And top seed in the Patriot League, Navy, they were tested all night, but they finally do get by Bucknell, 74-69. So the host schools hold serve in the quarterfinal round in the Patriot League. And the West Coast Conference Tournament getting underway today as well. Portland leading Pepperdine late first half 37-33. Later game is San Diego and Loyola Marymount. So that's the tournament scoreboard across the country right now. And we are set to tip between Evansville and Northern Iowa. Tip controlled by the Panthers. Panthers in their home whites with the purple lettering. Evansville in the traveling purple with the white and orange lettering and the white and orange numbers. First possession of the game belongs to the Panthers. And a three-pointer is no good, but an offensive rebound pulled down by Northern Iowa and knocked out of bounds by Evansville. It will stay Panther ball. Inbound it comes here to Weisbrod. Weisbrod kicks it outside, faked the three, and now the drive, and we've got a traveling violation against Northern Iowa. Weisbrod a little bit too unsure and picked up the pivot foot, and the Panthers turned it over. First possession of the game for Evansville. Now they drive. I'm maybe a little slow with Evansville. I'm having trouble seeing their numbers with their on that purple. Shot's no good. Rebound pulled down by the Panthers. Just bear with me on Evansville here. Hornseth with it. Oh, there's a near turnover. And the drive inside by Hornseth's too strong, but a foul is called, and Hornseth will head to the line for two. Northern Iowa won both matchups in the regular season. One win by 14 points and the other by 16 points. Hornseth at the line. First is short. Foul, by the way, on Evansville is on Joshua Hughes. Talk about Ben Jacobson now in his 20th year, wrapping up his 20th year at the helm of Northern Iowa. Second one is good for the game's first point. 1-0 Panthers. Minute 20 into this one. Hemingway on the outside for Evansville. Pass goes inside and knocked out of bounds. Out of the hands of A.J. Casey. It will stay Evansville ball with 16 on the shot clock. Aces get it in. Here's Casey. 10 on the shot clock for Evansville. Nice pass underneath. Evansville's going to have to put up a shot here. Down to 2 on the shot clock. Running layup. Rolled off the rim. Rebound pulled down by Northern Iowa. That thing hung up there, but would not drop. 2 minutes into this first half. Still looking for our first field goal. And Sass inside. We get it now on the layup there by Tristan Smith. Off the nice feed, and it's 3-0 Panthers. Evansville up the floor. Moeller. And we've got a foul underneath. This one's going on the Panthers. This one's going against Weisbrod. That'll be his first. And the first team foul on Northern Iowa. Aces to inbound here. And here's Moeller trying a 3. That's good. Leaf Moeller with a 3-pointer for Evansville, and the first field goal for the Aces ties the game at 3. Weisbrod with it for Northern Iowa. Pass inside, and it's knocked away. And we're going to have a foul called on Evansville. This will go against A.J. Casey. It's his first and the team's second. Inbound here for the Panthers. And tough baseline shot up and in. Hornseth, got the basket. 5-3 Northern Iowa. Moeller looking for some help. Gets it outside to Hemingway. Hemingway drives, had the shot recycled back at him, and then Evansville throws it out of bounds, trying to keep it alive. Panthers bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Three-pointer on the way. That's too strong. Offensive rebound and then a foul on Evansville. That's already 3 fouls against the Aces. This one's going to go against Hemingway. That'll be his first. Inbound to the Panthers. Hornseth draws a double team, sends it outside, and the Panthers will reset. And inside, up, and in with the right hand. Ben Schweiger, who just checked in for Northern Iowa at the last stoppage with that basket, and it's 7-3 for the Panthers. Evansville working it around the perimeter here. Here's Casey. Casey outside now looks to drive. Will take a long 2 and miss it long. Rebound pulled down by Northern Iowa. Panthers work it around, and now an open 3-pointer is strong. Offensive rebound and putback is good by Will Hornseth, and it's a 9-3 start for Northern Iowa. 4.5 minutes in this first half. Casey on the drive. Casey gets cut off. We'll send it now outside. And we have a foul on Northern Iowa. This will be against Schweiger. That'll be his first, and that brings us to our first timeout at the 15-16 mark of the first half. Good start for the 6th seed Northern Iowa, up 9-3 on Evansville. Michigan and Michigan State. Well, I was said we're starting to pull away, but here Iowa's making a late run again against Michigan. (63-58), third-ranked Michigan leading Iowa. A little over 4 minutes to go, second half. Michigan State now up 75-59 on Rutgers. So it took Michigan State a little while to get going, but they're finally putting away Rutgers, it looks like. 5 minutes to go. Here in this game, Evansville starting off just 1 for their first 5. Their one make is a three-pointer. Northern Iowa starting out 4 for 7 from the floor. Final first round game at Arch Madness. Drake and Valparaiso, the two winners earlier. So Drake and Valparaiso both punched their tickets to the quarterfinal round. And in case you missed it, as I mentioned in the prior 2 games, we'll run it down again. Tyler Lundblade of Belmont voted getting the Larry Bird Player of the Year award. And Casey Jacobson, the head coach at Belmont, named MVC Coach of the Year. Hard to argue either one of those 2 picks. Following the timeout, Evansville to inbound. Something else I failed to mention, which I will here at the next stoppage, that involves Northern Iowa. Drive inside, a double team shot, no good. Good defense here for Northern Iowa early on against Evansville. Kick it outside, three-pointer is good. That's Trey Campbell with the 3, and it is a 12-3 start for Northern Iowa. Evansville needing a basket here, and they get a 3. A much-needed bucket for Evansville. Trent Hundley off the bench with the three-pointer for Evansville to cut it back to 6 at 12-6. Northern Iowa trying to answer with a 3 in the corner. They cannot. It's rebounded by Evansville. And back come the Aces down the floor. Great look underneath and can't finish, however. Rebound to Northern Iowa. Pull-up jumper just to the left of the foul line is no good. A.J. Casey pulls down the rebound for the Aces. Moeller with it. Moeller back out to the top of the key. Nice pass inside. Sends it back outside to Moeller. Moeller will pull up to the left of the paint and hits it. Leaf Moeller with his second field goal. And it's a 12-8 game as Evansville scored the game's last 5 points. And tough shot inside, no good. Good defense by Evansville underneath the basket. And back the other way come the Aces. Good look inside, but a rejection underneath for Northern Iowa. And the Panthers come out with it. It looked like an easy layup for Evansville, but they get the Northern Iowa gets the block, and then they get a layup at the other end. Leon Bond with his first field goal extends the Panther lead back to 6 at 14-8. 10 of the 14 points coming in the paint area for the Panthers. Casey backs his way in inside. Casey walked. Yeah. Casey couldn't keep his feet still, and he's called for steps. Panthers bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Here's the drive. A near turnover for Northern Iowa, but they keep the possession alive. And now an open three is good. That is drilled. Trey Campbell with his second three, and the Panthers have their largest lead at 9, 17-8. And we've got a foul underneath the basket on Northern Iowa, and that will bring us to our second media timeout. 11:37 to play first half. All Panthers right now leading 17-8 over Evansville. Updating, looking at these scores real quick, and then we'll update you on the stats of this game so far. So far in this game, Evansville just 3 for their first 10 for 30%. Northern Iowa 7 of 13, 54%. Evansville's hit both their 3-point attempts. Northern Iowa 2 for 6 from beyond the arc. Early 9-4 rebound edge for the Panthers. Trey Campbell leading the way for Northern Iowa, 6 points early. 5 points for Leaf Moeller leads the way for Evansville so far. By the way, something I failed to mention at the outset, Northern Iowa is the leading team, the team's leader, NCAA leader is what I'm trying to say in the whole country as far as points allowed per game. Northern Iowa only gives up 61.4 points a game. That is tops in the nation. Evansville ball out of the timeout. Top of the key three-pointer. That is too strong and rebounded by the Panthers. Back comes Northern Iowa the other way. And underneath the basket, instead, it's going to be a turnover. That was a dangerous pass there. And the Panthers turn it over for the second time in the half. And giveth and taketh away, as Evansville will give it right back. Their third turnover. Panthers bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Up by 9, 10:50 and counting to play here in the opening half. Outside with it is Trey Campbell. Campbell with it on the outside will try a three-pointer and hit it. His third three of the half. He's got 9, and it is 20-8 Panthers. Casey with it on the outside for Evansville. Gives it off now to Trent Hundley. Hundley now to Moeller. Moeller looking to drive, gets double teamed, and Casey will turn it over. Panthers back the other way. Campbell misses this time from 3. Rebound pulled down by Evansville as we hit the midway point of the first half. Outside, open 3. Moeller, he drills it. Leaf Moeller now with 8. That's his second 3 of the game. 20-11. Three-pointer at the other end for the Panthers, no good. But the Panthers do get the offensive rebound and will reset. Thought about the 3. Now we'll drive inside. Instead, kick it back out. Now we'll shoot the 3, and that one's good. Ishmael, I hope I get this name right. Ishmael Dioff with that 3 for Northern Iowa. Corner 3 at the other end is good. It's become a three-point shooting clinic here all of a sudden. Trent Hundley with the 3 for Evansville to make it 23-14 as we go under 9 to go in the half. At the other end, a 3. Back rim, no. Rebound, Evansville. Casey with it. Aces will slow the pace down a little bit as they bring it up across the midcourt stripe. And knocked out of bounds. It will stay Evansville ball. Couple substitutions coming in here. Aces to inbound. Moeller. Moeller drives. Moeller puts it up with the right hand off the glass and in. Moeller's got 8 for Evansville, and it is 23-16. We approach 8 to play in the half. Nice spin move inside, but a foul is called. Shot is no good, but 2 free throws coming for Tristan Smith. Smith at the line for two. First is up and good. Smith with one more free throw coming. Missed that one short. Rebound pulled down by Evansville. So an 8-point lead for Northern Iowa with 8 to play in the first half. Ooh, dangerous pass there into the corner and turned over. Back come the Panthers the other way. Pass knocked away. Panthers maintain possession. Shot up with the right hand. No good. Follow up and in, but it's not going to count as Northern Iowa's called for a foul. As we hit a timeout with 7:39 to play in the first half. Panthers up 8. 24-16 on Evansville. Evansville at 43% shooting. Northern Iowa at 47%. Evansville kind of hanging around right now with the Panthers. Winner of this game advances to take on the Redbirds of Illinois State in the final quarterfinal tomorrow. Evansville to bring it in following the timeout. And the shot, air ball, but followed up and in off the miss. Offensive rebound and putback makes it a 24-18 game. 7:15 and counting here in the first half. At the other end, shot up and in off the glass for Will Hornseth. He's got 7 now for the Panthers, and it's 26-18. Hemingway goes inside to Casey, and Casey is fouled. 15 foul on the Panthers. They're going to get, it looks like, Kyle Pock with the foul. That'll be his first. Casey in the paint. Casey with the right hand and puts it in. A.J. Casey with his second field goal. He's got 4. It's 26-20. Bounce pass there is a kick ball by Evansville. That'll reset the shot clock to 20 for Northern Iowa. Open 3 in the corner. No, off the inbound. Rebound pulled down by Evansville. They will walk it up the floor here as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the first half. Ball knocked out of bounds by Northern Iowa. It's Trey Campbell knocks that out of bounds. Will stay with Evansville. Down here, Casey lost it momentarily. Casey sends it back outside. 5 to shoot. 3-pointer on the way, short. Offensive rebound, however, for the Aces. And a fresh 20 seconds. On the shot clock, anyway. 5 to shoot here for Evansville. Foul line jumper on the way is gonna not get the roll, and Northern Iowa comes down with this rebound. Bounced around a couple times, was wondering who was going to get the bounce in the basket or not, but it did not. And a nice spin move. That ball deflected, and back comes Evansville. Evansville looking to get this down to 4 or 3 with a 3. Here's Moeller on the outside. Moeller, cross-court pass. Those are so dangerous. And a foul on Northern Iowa. This will be their 6th. Going to go against Weisbrod. That'll be his second. So Weisbrod and Tristan Smith, 2 fouls apiece here for Northern Iowa. Evansville will inbound under the basket. And off the inbound, a corner 3 is good, and a foul. This is a chance for a 4-point play as Hundley hits the 3. Fouls on Ben Schweiger. Hundley trying to complete the 4-point play. He does. He's got 10 points, and Evansville is within 2. 26-24. Panthers with it. Here's Trey Campbell on the outside. Nice bounce pass inside and a nice finish. And 1. Will Hornseth gets the layup and a 3-point opportunity. Hornseth at the line. Try to complete the 3-point play. He does. 29-24, Northern Iowa. 4.5 to go, first half. Nice defense outside there. Here's Hundley. Off now to Moeller. Back to Hundley, who's got the hot hand. That three is short. That was way back there, though. Moeller gets the offensive rebound and hits a three. I beg your pardon. That was not Moeller. That was... Who was that? Oh, Hemingway. Excuse me. I should have known with the mask on there. 29-27. That shot in the paint. That's not going to drop. Offensive rebound deflected. Evansville comes down with the ball. A chance to tie or lead with a three. Aces slowing down the pace here. Pull up jumper, air ball, rebound pulled down by Northern Iowa. And that's going to be a kickball and a timeout. 3:24 to go, first half. Aces right in this ball game. They trail by 2, 29-27. It is now a final in Iowa City. Number 3, Michigan pulls it out, 71-68, the final over Iowa. Michigan, the Big Ten regular season champions. Boy, did they get a battle in Iowa City tonight. Late Rutgers run at Michigan State has them within 4, but just 11 seconds left in that game. Evansville up to 43% shooting. Northern Iowa's fallen to 44%. Evansville is 6 of 10 from three-point range. Northern Iowa just 4 for 12. That's what's gotten Evansville back in this game. This is the three-point shooting. Will Hornseth leading the way for Northern Iowa with 10 points in this first half. Leif Moeller and Trent Hundley, 10 points apiece for Evansville. Panthers inbound under the basket. And the reverse layup hits the bottom of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Evansville. That was a little bit of a tough angle there. Approaching 3 to play in the first half. Hemingway. And this is going to be a moving screen on Evansville. This is going to go the other way. That's going to be the third foul on Joshua Hughes. Can't have those kind of turnovers. Northern Iowa ball. And a deep three-pointer on the way, no good. And that is going to go out of bounds over to Evansville. Aces bringing up the floor as we near 2.5 to play in the first half. Aces guarded well here by the Panthers. Here's the drive inside, blocked. It will stay with Evansville with 8 on the shot clock. 2:24 remaining in the first half. Shot clock down to 5. Evansville's going to have to get a shot off here. Down to 2 on the shot clock. The runner is good at the shot clock buzzer. And this game is tied at 29. Boy, Hemingway just threw that sucker up with 1 on the shot clock. 2 minutes to play, first half. Smith, great feed inside and a foul. Bond tried to go up for the dunk, but he got fouled, and he will shoot 2. So Bond at the line for 2. First is good. Panthers back in front. Second is also good. 31-29. We're under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Moeller is stripped. Steal here for Northern Iowa. Smith will slam it down. A monster dunk for Tristan Smith makes it 33-29, and that gets the Panther faithful on their feet. And that's going to be a travel against Evansville, another turnover. 8th of the half against the Aces. Hornseth. And the up and under shot, no good for Trey Campbell. And we are going to have it. Oh, they're going to get, what are they going to get there? I'm not sure what they caught. They got an Evansville foul, looks like. Yeah, I never did really see a call there. It's going to be the second foul on Casey, it looks like. Oh, push in the back, it looked like, on the rebound. Evansville fans don't like it, but it did look like there was a shove there by A.J. Casey on the rebound attempt. This will be 1-1. Free throw is short. Rebound Evansville. 33-29 Panthers. Final minute, first half. Timeout. Evansville, it'll be their use it or lose it first half timeout here. 58.2 seconds remaining in the first half. Aces hanging around here in the first half. They only trail by 4. 33-29. Folks, do want to mention here at the half, I am going to take a brief pause on the live stream for about 8-9 minutes. Get myself a little drink and come back right before the second half starts, run down some first half stats. Get you ready for half number 2, where it looks like we might be in for another good one here. 33-29. Northern Iowa up by 4. Aces bring it in following the timeout. Casey gets inside and is fouled. 45.6 on the clock. I think that foul is going to go against Diouf. I hope it. Diouf. AJ Casey at the line for Evansville. Bryce Quinnett checks back in for the Aces. Casey at the line. This will be 1-1. First is good. One more coming for AJ Casey. AJ Casey, part of the third team All Missouri Valley Conference this year. Got them both, 33-31. Lead down to 2. Down to 40 seconds in the half. Pull-up jumper. That's an air ball. Rebound, Evansville. There's about a 6-second difference, shot clock, game clock, so Evansville can't quite run this all the way down. They're going to run it down as far as they can. Down to 20 seconds. Moeller into the corner. Shot clock down to 5. 10 seconds on the game clock. Casey drives. Casey gets fouled. And that's going to be 2 fouls in a row on Diouf. So with 8 seconds left in the half, AJ Casey is heading back to the line. Diouf having a conversation with one of the officials. He didn't think he fouled there. The official saw otherwise. This will be 1-1. First free throw up and good. This next one to tie it. When Northern Iowa jumped out to a 20-8 lead in this game, it looked like Northern Iowa may run away and hide, but Evansville has fought back here at the end of the first half. And Casey hits the second free throw. We are tied at 33. Timeout, Ben Jacobson. So let's see what Northern Iowa sets up for the final 8 seconds here in the first half. 33-33 tie in the final first round game at Arch Madness 2026. Winner of this game to take on the Redbirds of Illinois State in the final quarterfinal tomorrow. Panthers final possession, first half. Down to 4. And a foul is called as Trey Campbell was going up for the shot there, and he got bumped with a 1.5 left in the first half. Kaya Barrage called for the foul for Evansville. And Campbell at the line for 2. First is good. $10 points in the half now for Campbell. He joins Hornseth in double figures for Evansville, or for Northern Iowa, rather, in the first half. Campbell has one more free throw. Got it. 35-33. 2.5. See what Evansville does here. Baseball pass up to half court's intercepted by the Panthers, and they almost bank it in. As the first half comes to a actually, first half is not over. We have a 1/10 of a second showing. So 1/10 of a second is showing on the clock. The officials are over at the monitor, I'm sure, to check the clock. I think they called out of bounds there. I think was the call. And so the officials are over at the monitor, I'm assuming, checking the clock. See if they need to add any more time. And they have reset the clock to 0.6. So it can be a catch and shoot now for Evansville, as they're going to inbound from half court. Aces get it in, and they're going to get a shot off, and he got it! Casey puts it in at the first half buzzer and gives Evansville a 1-point lead over Northern Iowa. Wow! They may look at that just to see if he got it off, but I think he did. A turnaround and swish. Oh, that's actually closer than I thought. Did he release that? I think it's out, barely, but I think it is out. Halftime in first round game number 3, Evansville, a 1-point lead over Northern Iowa. The officials are over at the monitor looking at it just to make sure that shot is good. But if it does count, AJ Casey has 11 points and has given Evansville the halftime lead. It looks like it's going to stick. 36-35. The 11 seed Evansville leading at the half over 6 seed Northern Iowa in our final first round game at Arch Madness. Again, folks, I'm going to step away here for about 8-9 minutes. I will be back with you just prior to the second half. Run down the first half stats and get you ready for the second 20 minutes. Are we going to have a third tight one in the first round? If this game first half's any indication, we will. 36-35 Evansville at the break. Hold tight. I promise I will be back with you here in about 8-9 minutes. See you in a few.